You're gonna have to
We could have our next 20 podcast topics right out of not 20, whatever, what, 10?
just do whatever you do on a T-shirt. By the way, welcome to the Freaks Control Show.
What up?
I'm Rob Dog.
Willie Stride
So,
show.
I don't. We were just talking about the Frequency Control Show's Instagram. Check us out there, Frequency Control Show. I
There's a
was just
lot of
thinking
good.
about. I was just thinking about the thoughts versus action T-shirt. That's a dope shirt. If it's a fake shirt, it needs to be a real shirt. So, where did you find that picture?
What picture? Which one?
Did you not hear anything I just said?
I don't know. Both of our screens froze on my end.
Oh, gotcha. So there's a shirt, and it's probably the only shirt you just posted about.
Oh,
That shirt, is that a real shirt or not?
yeah. Actions versus thoughts?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So if you guys see that, check out that Freaking Control Show Instagram. Pretty cool shirt. I didn't know if it was real. If it
Yeah, you
wasn't,
can click on the link and go into what shirt, and you can find this shirt and a lot of other shirts that are just kind of reminding you of.
positive stuff. So things you need to help drive you through your day. So what did you did
I
you
designed this whole thing,
you design it and everything?
all of it.
I liked it. Yeah, that was good. Well, I take that back. I loved it. Legitimately thought that was the simplicity. Normally, you do shirts that are so simple. I'm like, cheese ball, but the message is great. But this, from a design perspective and the basicness, trust me, I'm a stickler about that stuff. Uh, and I was like, that's perfect. And I didn't know if it was real. I thought, man, if he just is like doing that and doesn't make it a real shirt, you're missing a point. Because I would buy a shirt like that. I will buy that shirt, and I'm going to buy that shirt probably after we're off this show. But that's legit. Like if you guys look at that, it's just gonna be action versus your thoughts.
It's
And
supposed to be like a scale, right? Your actions versus your thoughts, tipping the scale towards your success. And this is why this is so debatable, even before we got on the podcast, for debating this. You know what I mean? And so I just thought it was a good representation, man. 99.9% of your
it,
of
it it's a good shirt. It's a great shirt. Period. However, I still say, hey, everything starts with a thought, and a lot of times everything ends with that thought because you don't put in any action, meaning you put in zero action, and that just becomes a thought, and that's about as far as it goes, which is the most people in the world. I have these great ideas all the time. Right. Exactly. You have great ideas all the time and not great successes all the time because action plus your thoughts equals success. Everything
did you
starts with a
like
thought. Everything starts with a thought, but it's followed up by an action.
did you like the map post?
That was cool. I like that.
The progress squared.
Yeah, it reminded me of some like training materials from like a Lowe's or something. Like, it was like a Lowe's like flip book trading thing, but it was cool.
Oh, I was thinking more like MC squared type shit.
But it's got
That's
long
what I was
words.
thinking, like science and what stuff
Yeah,
like
something
that.
like that. But it was like a slideshow feel. Like you're doing a fucking presentation and you're like,
Yeah,
clicking.
a presentation is in uh, a seminars.
Yeah, in that sense, it was perfect.
The title of the seminars. As soon as you said it last week, I was like, "Oh, I'm kind of all over that." And then I even thought about it wrong because I was like,
Mad, you had mad.
"Yeah, let
Let's
I was
get
like,
mad.
no, no. I
Uh,
was
are
like,
you
wait,
mad or whatever it was?
man. Yeah. So not mad, it's mad.
That was awesome.
Yeah. So there's some really good stuff on here, man. Fear's a liar and dreaming big and
I,
just
I
all
liked the dreaming big part of like the dreams pulling you towards what you're doing. I really believe in that. Like, again, thoughts are massive. But again, a thought and a dream is just a dream if that's all you do. Because I've done that where I've literally just dreamed about a Lamborghini for a long time. And not until lately have I really done something action wise to back that dream and really try to, it's like Big Sean says, he goes, my dreams were dreams until I turned them into goals. And then they became a reality. So when he took his dreams, turned them into actual goals, and then created an action plan behind it, they became reality for him. You know, so there was a system on how to approach that. Because thoughts are thoughts. A lot of people think I have the best ideas. Oh my god, I thought of the two-handed spatula that picks up the burger and flips it. Without being a tong that breaks the burger in half, but the spatula one. And it's like, yeah, you thought of it, and the other guy went and actually whittled a stick until it looked like that, and then went and freaking molded it, and then had it done and patented. So, and now he's the millionaire, and you're not. Sure, you both had the same idea, but you didn't do anything after the thought. So there it died. It died as a thought, So when I see those shirts and stuff, I think they're great, but it's only one piece to the puzzle. You know what I mean? It's a massive, important piece of the puzzle, but a thought, and everything starts with a thought, and a lot of things end with it because that's where people think that that's all they got to do. That's why we're writing a book right now, which is based on a action perspective and a mindset perspective. And at the end of the book, the two correlate to become, you can see how you need both. Because without a thought, you can have all the action in the world, and then you don't even know where you're going. You're just running in circles. Your thoughts are your compass. Your thoughts are your map towards wherever it is you're trying to go. Your thoughts, your dreams, those are what say, here's where I need to go. Now run that way. You know what I mean? Your thoughts are the universe's invitation. Party's here in the back. You flip it over and it's got a map of where you need to be. It's on 4th and Apple Street. You go there and that's where the party is. And then you know what actions to take to get there. But however, you could just read the invitation or the party flyer and look at it and go, oh, it's super dope. Flip it over, see the map, and look, oh, that's where it is. And then stay on your couch. And guess what? You never go to the show, then you miss out.
All the way up until you're thinking about it so much that your friend calls and says they're going to pick you up. And you didn't have to do shit but sit there and think about it.
And if you keep waiting, but that's a slippery slope. If you keep waiting for your friend to magically pick you up, and that's your approach to life, is hoping that somebody comes out of the sky and picks you up and takes you to a party without you actually taking any action toward it, you may find yourself waiting for a very, very long time. And that's a poor way to think. That you think enough that eventually somebody's going to come pick you up. And guess what? You'll miss more parties than you won't. Guaranteed.
You're not thinking someone's going to pick you up. You're just thinking you want to go to the party and you get the phone call and it just worked out. See, and this isn't just like...
So good luck with that. I think that's bad information to give people.
So yeah, hence that's why we have two different...
Because if you find yourself... I don't know how many parties I missed in my life that I really wanted to go to. And based on what Will's saying and the universe and everybody else writing these books... you must not have really wanted to go to that party that bad. So it's like, well, or you could just get your ass in a car and get to the party, and you find yourself getting to that party more often than you do hoping that you just wanted that party enough that it would just magically drop in your lap. I really think that's just like, you're going to be waiting for a long time. And if you don't know how to manifest like that, you better get your ass in the car and go. Because if you don't know how to manifest like that, you don't know how to think like that. Because, Will, are you pulling things into your lap every day in the last 50 years? No. No. Things are just falling in your lap the way you wanted them to based on a great mindset knowing you really wanted it. Or are you saying, well, I must not have really wanted it? Okay. But if you're asked to get in the car and go, you find yourself getting there more than not. That's why you see a lot of artists that are not the best rap artists or singers, yet they made it. And the most talented don't. And it's like, well, what'd you do? Well, I worked my ass off, and that's how I got there. And all the other guys were just all about like magical shit, and I just showed up, and I made it on time, and I came, and I was there, and so now I'm the star. And so now you have all these rat terrible artists that are the top of the top because they show up. They have a better work ethic. So if you sit around just hoping that you've got this massive dope power to manifest because you read a book on it, that takes a great skill. And if you think that all of a sudden you're going to have the magical powers to manifest like that, man, good fucking luck. I say get the fuck in the car and go to the party. Drive there. Don't hope that magically your friend fucking felt your vibration and showed up, because you may be sitting around a long fucking time.
Here's the thing: as soon as I say something, Robert always has to twist it into everything I didn't say. So what I'm trying to say is your mindset of wanting to go to the party. If you really wanted to go to the party, you would fucking get up and you would make some phone calls if you didn't have a car and all of that. What I'm trying to
That's action though. But that's action. That's not mindset.
What I'm trying to say, yeah, if you really want to go, you'll just get up and go. Now, what I'm trying, but he likes to spin everything and everything I didn't fucking say and make it. This is how you gotta run your.
That's how they're hearing it, and so I'm just trying to make sure it's redirected correctly.
I'd like to finish, and so what I'm saying is your mindset. You're not even gonna take the correct actions if you don't even have your mindset right. You can take all the actions you want, but if you don't believe you can achieve anything and thinking about it fucking makes you feel good, then you're going to be taking action all your life and not achieving shit anyways, because it's not even what you want. You might not even feel good doing it, but I'm taking action because I know taking action is the only way I can fucking succeed. So it's, I am firm on having the right mindset and knowing what you want and feeling good when you're thinking about it, and then the actions you take towards it, that's gonna come in. You're automatically gonna take action because the mind is
what examples do you have of somebody who took no action and was able to achieve that?
I never once said don't take no action. So it doesn't matter how you try and turn it.
You just said that you just sit there and hope for it, and you really want it so bad that
I'm not hoping
your friends just show up.
I'm not hoping for my friends to show up.
Okay.
I'm focusing on wanting to go somewhere, and they just showed up.
Right.
I really wanted to go.
So do you have any solid examples? Do you have any solid examples of people who've been able to do that? And you can take away they're actually taking action, because when you say your friends just showed up without you ever calling them, then you're saying that it just magically happened out of thought.
I don't go around and be following other people and that type of shit.
Well, then so how can you say that if you don't have any examples? It just sounds a little misleading. You know what I mean?
Because you never said you don't have to take action. You're saying that I'm saying
you just said that though. You just said that you just thought about it, and without even calling anybody, they just showed up to pick you up.
I can't tell you how many times it's happened to me.
They just showed up. There you go. There's an example. It happens. It happens to Will all the time.
I can't tell you how many times I just thought of some shit and it fucking just worked out with me doing nothing. It happens all the time, pretty much on a daily fucking basis. To be honest, so it's not. I'm not saying you don't have to take.
Do you have $1 million yet because of that way you've been working your thinking? Is your thinking got you $1 million?
I didn't even hear what he said. So I'm not saying.
I'm saying so. Thinking. If you know what it is and it works, then how come you're not a billionaire?
The correct mindset.
The correct mindset. How come you're not a billionaire? If you just want it that bad.
Figure out the right actions that I need to take, and I never once said you can't take. You have to take action. But you have 48 hours to take action, or the energy of what you want is dead. So there's not.
So how did you get to the party if you had 48 hours and the party's in like 3 hours? Without getting in a car and just driving there.
I don't know how. I don't have to know how I'm gonna get there.
Okay, and then how's that working for you?
I don't know. I don't have to know how.
But how is that working for you?
I figure out I figure out what action steps I have to take and I take those.
Okay, but that isn't what you just said though. Where you said you just think about it and then all of a sudden some friend randomly shows up
That type of
and
shit happens
takes you.
all the time.
So where action what action was that then? That was no action.
None on those type of situations.
Which are far and few between. So most of the time you're gonna have to, if you're not a master manifester, get your ass in the car and drive there. That's the best practice. Get your ass in the car and drive there because I guarantee not one of you motherfuckers watching is a master manifester. So you're going to have to start out by taking action.
You're a master manifester.
Okay.
You're a master at manifesting negative shit.
Okay.
And that's why you're paying attention to these, because you want to learn to master positive shit.
And until you do, you're going to have to drive to the party. Until you figure out how to master that, which is going to be reversing all the negativity you were raised with, all the fear, all the neural paths your parents implanted in your head, your schools, your friends, society, TV, video games, all these movies, all these things, music, all these things that carve these neural paths in your brain. You're going to have to be able to reverse that. And I am struggling to do it myself every day, day in, day out, nonstop. And you're going to have to somehow reverse that. But until then, get in the car and drive to the party. Because the best way to at least move forward is what you can do, which is still walk, move. But you can, it's harder to master your brain than physically go do something. That's why I'm saying an action is going to help you get some traction first. And then your brain starts to go, man, I'm getting a lot of, I believe in what I'm doing because my body's doing it. And I believe it. A lot of times they go, how do you get a good out of depression? And all that? Like, go work out. That's an action, physically working out. And next thing you know, and working out, it's like a seance, right? You're having this weird thing you're doing, and it's helping your mind get in the right place. And then your mind can start thinking the right thoughts. Sometimes it is the cart before the horse, and you've got to take some action and just go through the motions until your mind moves itself correctly. In fact, it was this morning, I had these really, really doubtful thoughts that were just crippling, and I thought, oh no. And I said, Rob, you do not want to go there today. I have far too many things to get done, far too many things I want to achieve. Don't you start doubting yourself and going down that path. And my little therapeutic thing that I do, some people have like rubber band, they snap it on their little wrist. I get up and I go start just going through the motions, even though my heart is in my stomach, and just go through the motions of the stuff I know I need to do, even though I feel defeated. I feel like I don't want to move forward, and I just go through them. And then guess what? 2 hours later, man, I feel great. I'm winning in the morning. I'm kicking ass. I'm like, okay, wow, what was that thing I was in? What was that funk I was in? I'm glad I pulled through it. But sometimes before you not everybody's mastered their mind, because unless you've mastered that, and Will's right. If you've mastered your mind, you do not need action. An action will be very easy to do if you've mastered your mind. I'm saying for the layman and the majority of Earth, because there's only 1% who's mastered their mind. Those are the richest people in the world. If you haven't mastered your mind, the best way to start getting somewhere where your mind can start catching up with your action is to take action. Because it is, the easier part is action. Action is the easiest part of this equation. To get your mind right, that's a whole nother game, and that is a lifelong process. And if you've mastered your mind to where you can manifest like that, then yes, you don't need action. But for the rest of us normal people who don't believe in themselves, and we have hard days and we struggle, for the rest of us normal people who can't master their minds and just have their friends randomly show up to pick them up, take some action. And I'm telling you, as a normal person who has a lot of scars in my life, I've grew up kicked out at an early age, living outside, living home to home, being homeless, things that scar your mind, being in gangs and random crazy ass shit growing up, and trying to reverse that damage and that those patterns is tough, and a lot of people have dealt with that on their own angle. And the best way to get somewhere and move forward is to just take action. That's the one thing you can do, is something physical until your mind catches up. And guaranteed, the physical thing is going to help your mind catch up. Of course, you've got to focus on trying to get your thoughts right and your compass as to where you're trying to go. But until you feel like you can just sit there and, him and ha and look at the sky and hope that something shows up and manifests itself in your lap, take some action. It'll help you at least move the needle. That's my angle.
The power of your thoughts is it's like it's a renewable source. You can a lot of people, I believe, when they kind of define what they want, when they actually start defining what they want, they're immediately start going to, how am I going to do it? How am I going to get this? How am I going to get that? And they're already just killing their idea. They're already killing their idea because their mindset isn't on where it needs to be. So, if I want to make an example, you want a new car, but your mindset is like, how am I going to get it? I don't feel good. I don't feel good when I think about it. All the action in the world isn't going to get you that car because you don't even believe you can get it. So it doesn't really matter what you do. You know what I mean? If you want a new car, you need to, be in the mindset of, I feel good when I'm thinking about it. This is really what I want. And your actions to go get it, you will be excited to go and take that action and know what you need to do when your mindset is right. If you just want, because most people, when they think about that new car, they are more concentrating on their thoughts of the lack of having it and aren't feeling good about it. So you're not even going to take any action if you don't have the right mindset, because you're not even going to go do anything to get that vehicle because you don't even really think you can get it. And you're so confident how I'm going to get it. You're not even starting any actions to get it because your mindset is toast. Your mindset is already, you're failing. You're not going to get it. So you're not even going to take any actions to get it. If your mindset isn't like, this is what I want, I feel amazing. You know what? Let's go to the lot and look at one. Let's go do something. Let me try and get a raise at my job, find another job. Let me do some other stuff on the side. All this action stuff you could be doing to get that car because you're excited about it. That's the actions you're going to take to get it automatically, and you're going to enjoy taking those actions because your mindset is on point. That's what I'm trying to say about your thinking and your thoughts. And you believing you can get it and you want it. You have to have it. You feel good when you think about it. You are automatically going to go take some actions to get it because you are excited about getting it. this is the part about your mindset and your thoughts why I believe it's 99.9%, other than the fact that you think more than you can possibly take action. But, you know, I take the material as in your mindset, you're not even going to take any action without a correct mindset. And the actions you are taking isn't even going to be towards what you want because you don't even feel good about the actions you take. Or you're taking action, you don't even believe you can get it. You taking actions, you don't even feel good when you think about it. And you're not, I don't even believe you're really going to take any actions unless your mindset is in the right place, that you are excited. You're so excited. The only next thing you can do is go take action. So to me, it's like if your mindset isn't on point, you're not going to take any action anyways. So you're never going to get it anyways. Now, if you were to just go blindly take some action, you might make something happen. You have a better chance of making something happen if you just going and doing shit. But if your mindset isn't right, you probably aren't even going to try.
How many times did you feel amazing about something and then still never do it?
Several times.
Right. So you can feel amazing about something and still never take any action. That's
right,
my point.
I probably didn't really want to do it. I did. If I didn't take an action, it's because I didn't really want to do that, or I didn't know. I didn't even know it was something I didn't even really want.
And so, if your whole life is filled with those, I felt great about it, but then you know what? I must not have really wanted it because I didn't take any action. And then you're a couch potato, and then you're like, you know what? And then next thing you find yourself 80 years old, and then or in a cemetery with all the regret. It's like, how about taking some action? Sometimes you're going to need to reverse engineer it a little bit. Take some action on it. Take some action on it, because guess what? Well, maybe I didn't really want it. No, maybe you're a lazy, procrastinating motherfucker. Get off your ass. Go do it. Because guess what? I really want to wash my truck, but I didn't wash it for the last 5 years. Maybe it's that I didn't really care about the truck. Or maybe I'm just a lazy, procrastinating motherfucker and I need to get up off my ass and go start following up my thoughts. Everything does start with a thought. But if you don't follow up the thought with an action, the thought is just a thought. And that's it. I'll wrap it up in a nutshell. Sit there and wait for this magical thought that makes you do some action for 20 years and then end up with nothing. Or take actions on whatever thought you think and get somewhere. But I guarantee if you wait 20 years till you figure out what thought really made you really want it. For instance, my goal right now, what I'm doing, where I'm taking massive action on, is a thought and a plan and a thing I've wanted for years. But for 7 years, I didn't do anything on it. Is it because I didn't want it for 7 years really bad? But why all of a sudden do I actually want it? It's the same plan. It hasn't deviated from the plan. I was procrastinating for 7 years. I wasn't following up with my thoughts for 7 years. Now I'm following up with my thoughts and things are starting to happen for me. Nothing's changed in the plan. So one thing, so now I want it, and now and before I didn't. No, I've always wanted it. I just was a procrastinating, lazy bastard. So the bottom line is, wait around till you have the perfect thoughts, and then just blame it on, well, maybe I just didn't really want that, and maybe I didn't want that either, and then find yourself 50, 60 years old, going, man, maybe I just didn't really want anything. No, maybe you're a fucking lazy asshole. You need to get off your ass and go follow up with your thoughts. If you're excited about something, go do it. Period. Or you might find your ass being old as fuck, not doing shit, not following up with shit, and that's why nothing's happening for you. Period. Get off your ass and go do it. Period. If you keep waiting around for this perfect feeling and it makes me feel so good, I feel like $1 million is in my hand. If you're waiting for that, it's never going to happen for you. You need to do this when it doesn't feel good. You need to do this when it doesn't feel right. You need to just go do it and do it, because most people that wait till the perfect feeling, guess what? Most of the time you look at them and you go, well, ain't shit happened for them because they're waiting for this magical shit. Get off your fucking ass, because anybody who's ever made it in life has grinded their knuckles into the dirt nonstop, 24/7. Elon Musk, one of the richest men in the world. Jeff Bezos sitting there with spray painted signs, busting his ass. You ask him how many hours he sleeps? 2. Elon Musk sleeping on the floor of the Tesla facilities. Still, till this day, working his ass off. Not sitting there waiting until he gets this warm, cozy, fuzzy feeling inside his chest. Gets up and follows through with his great idea he had, which is to rocket X to space. Great idea he had to have electric cars to help really impact the environment the way he wants to. We don't know about disposing of those batteries after they're all done. But the bottom line is, he's not sitting around waiting for a warm, cozy, fuzzy feeling inside. Or you know, you've got to take some sort of action, because everybody who sits around and goes, oh, if you master your mind, you'll want to take that action. It's like everybody waiting for that magical motivational moment. I'm waiting to get motivated. It's like, if you wait for motivation, you'll find yourself missing that bus. Get up and go do it now. Just go do it. Go through the motions until you feel like you're happy you're there. It's how I am with beats. I don't want to today. I'm tired. Go anyway. Okay. And then halfway through, I feel motivated. I'm like, I'm so glad I just got in here and did this. Because you find when you don't, and you're waiting for that warm, cozy, fuzzy feeling, I did that for 7 years, that 7 years goes by. And now that's a regret. And that's more negative thinking. You have to get in there and go do it. If you keep waiting till you have the perfect mindset for it, man, good luck. Mastering your mindset is a life journey. But in the midst of that life journey, go take some action and do it. You got to do that. Puff Daddy, 4-hour train, one way and the other way from Uptown Records to where he was living in Harlem. And he took that every day to go work for free. That's action. He didn't feel good about a 4-hour train ride. That's before cell phones. He had zero to do. 4 hours one way, 4 hours back. He's working for free. He's in school, somehow trying to do all that. And he's doing it without feeling great. He doesn't feel great about it. He dreaded those train trips. 4 hours each way. Works 8 hours for free. And then goes back 4 hours later. And finally gets home. And then has to do schoolwork and homework to kind of get through college. So it takes an action, it takes something, and if you wait for a great mindset, you might just be waiting forever.
You don't have to like the process. You don't have to enjoy the action you're taking, because it's the thinking about what you want. It's your mindset, and you're thinking about what you want is the reason why you enjoy going to the gym and taking that action. You don't have to like going to the gym, but you picturing in your mind and you're thinking of how you're gonna feel when the weight is gone, and you start noticing in your body like, oh my gosh, I ran out of holes on my belt. You know, your mindset and your thinking of your thoughts of the end result is why you take the action to go to the gym. No, you don't, pretty sure he didn't like the train ride and all the work to go work at a studio for free to do what he has to do to pay for college. But the motherfucker isn't on the train because he's thinking about college. He's on the fucking train because he's thinking about the fuck college. Fuck college. That's why I'm on this train for 8 hours, however many hours. That's why I'm on the train. I am happy to do all this because fuck college. I'm trying to go there. And the feeling of wanting to go there and thinking about that's where I want to go is why I'm riding this damn train. That's the way I look at it. You know, you're not riding the train because you're trying to go to college and pay for college. You're riding the train because fuck college. I'm trying to do this. This is why I'm in the studio getting coffee and riding this train. Because I want to go here and that's where I am going. And I feel good about that. This is why I am happy I'm on this train. Because I'm going towards my dreams of what I want that I'm thinking about. I'm not on the train because I'm trying to go to college and pay for college. I'm on the train because I'm trying to be a music mogul one day. Hence, I ride this motherfucking train. You're damn straight. Because this is what I have to do to get this feeling right here and these thoughts and my dreams. That's why you ride the train. Not because you just want to take action towards going to college. You're taking actions towards what you want, which isn't college. That's why you ride the train. Because you're going here. Yeah, look, the music mogul, and I'm going to do all of this. Hence, I'm on a train. That people are going to think I'm crazy. Why would you do that? Because I'm going here. That's why I'm on the train. Because I'm thinking about this. Hence, I love these trips on the train. I hate going to the gym. But when I think about the way I look, the way other people are going to look at me, my confidence, my health, I love going to the gym. I'm not going to the gym. Some people love going to the gym. I wouldn't go to the gym because I love the gym. I would go to the gym because I'm thinking about how I'm going to look. Hence, I like going to the gym. Because this end result is what I'm thinking about. This end result is what I'm excited about. This end result, when I think about it, makes me so happy. I'm going to the gym and doing things I really don't want to do. And in that, you will find out you enjoy doing things you don't even like doing. Because you want this so much that I'm going to the gym. I want to get here so bad. I want this so bad. I'm going to sit on this train and go get coffee in this studio. For free. Because I feel like this is the action I have to do to get me to what I want. And my thinking and my dreams. Thinking about my dreams is why I'm on this train. That's how I look at it. Right or wrong, that's how I look at it.
The problem is most people don't get on the train. They're hoping that all of a sudden the music executives come to them. They don't factor in the fact that he went there 8-hour round trip just on the train, and then 8 hours there working for free, delivering mail, doing random shit, dropping out, taking out trash, being a runner. They don't realize the action that took.
All because I want to go here. And that's why I am doing all of this, because I'm trying to go here. What makes me feel good.
So his thoughts were followed up by an action. His thoughts were followed up by an action, not sitting around hoping his friends picked him up. Not sitting around hoping his friends picked him up for a party that they never got called to pick him up for. So the bottom line is he had to take some action. not sit around and hope that he got dropped into the freaking music industry. That took 8 hours a day for 5 years. 8 hour round trip driving plus being at the place for 5 years.
And that's exactly how important it is to have your mindset straight and fucking know what you want and feel good when you think about it. So you will go take that action for 5 years and sit on a train for free.
And follow it up with an action. There's action in there. So that is exactly my point. So now I agree with mindset first, then an action that follows that thought. If not, that thought becomes just a thought. Same thing whereas Will was talking about sitting around hoping for that party and then magically your friends show up to pick you up. That's no action. Puff Daddy didn't sit around hoping for the party. He got on the frickin' train for 8 hour round trip to get there and work for free. Meaning you go to the party, you don't drink, you just go there and you're there. So
Yep. Because he's excited about what he's thinking about.
there's action. There's action coupled with thought. And too many people talk about action and random, rewind. Too many people talk about thought, mindset, and no action. I'm trying to tell you it takes both. If you have a thought, you need to follow it up with an action.
I'm trying to tell you it takes both too. But I'm trying to tell you it takes both too. I never said don't take any action. It can be twisted that way 100 million times by whoever wanted to twist it. But
sitting there and imagining your friends picking you up and taking you to the party because you wanted it so bad they just show up and they just show up to pick you up.
That's not what I said.
It's on recording. Hey, it's recorded, so you can rewind it. So
I'm not talking about. I'm imagining my friends are coming. I just want to go to the party, and that shit just happened.
Right. So that's not action. That's not actionable.
You know what I mean?
So when you're trying to coach people, as to a way that's more effective to work in their life as opposed to sit there and imagine shit till people just show up to your home and shit works out. I think an action or a thought followed up by an action is a little bit more of a consistent,
as you can tell,
result-oriented thing.
Now we're going back to some shit that can be twisted. If I said you could take
or
zero,
you could watch that.
If I said you could take zero action, I was wrong. That's not what I meant. So we'll go ahead and clear that up right now since we want to go back to fucking all the way to grade school with the shit. You have to take some action or nothing's going to fucking happen. But if you don't have your thoughts lined up, you ain't going to take no damn action.
Right. Exactly true. So an example of sitting around and thinking hard enough about the party that your friends will show up and pick you up is not a good way to coach people. So again, a thought followed by an action. Again, even though there's a scale and even if it's only 0.01%, it's still a percentage. There is still a percentage of action that needs to happen. So I just want to make sure that's clear for people because the reason I'm such an advocate for it is because I have read 170 books the last 2 years, okay? And in every book about this stuff, it's strictly mindset. It's strictly your mind, and which should be because your mind is the toughest part, like I said, to figure out. But they never really couple action with it. It is strictly, however, I read Napoleon Hill's book on Raise Your Salary. Thank you, Phenom, for that. And it talks about how none of this shit happens without action. And there's a section about strictly action for it, which I thought was pretty awesome. Because it's the first time I heard Napoleon Hill actually speak of action when all of it was like how he imagined his kids' hearing coming back and shit. Like there was all this which obviously happened. He said, he figured out a way in a machine that made his hearing work. But most of these books and things you guys are going to read and a lot of the material out there, the abundance of material you're going to get from The Secret, the book, and all of these books, Think and Grow Rich. Again, Think and Grow Rich. they don't talk about action. They only talk about like your thought process and your mindset, but don't talk about the follow-up action that you need to really help drive that piece. And so I just thought it was very, very important to talk about, like, you're going to need to actually do something. You know, you're going to need to get out there, and it's going to, after you get your mindset right, you're going to work till your fucking eyes bleed. So once your mindset's right, once you get your head right, you're going to work till your eyes bleed. You're going to take action till your eyes bleed. That .01 action looks like 16 hours a day, homie. .01 action of that 99.99% of thought is going to be like 16 hours a day. So it's very misleading. And so I want to be heavy-handed when I talk about action to help offset all of that shit that comes your way that just talks about some merry magical shit where you use your mindset, read a few books, and then all of a sudden shit's just going to fall on your lap. That's not fucking true. You're going to have to bust your ass once you get your mind right, which is the hardest part. Getting your mind right. Getting your mind right is harder than 16 hours a day of work. How do you find 16 hours a day of work after you work your job? Good luck. It's going to be tough. You're going to sleep less. At first, you know what I mean? So the reason I'm so aggressive about it is because there's enough material out there for your mindset and being magical and having a Zen God and all that other crap. I'm being heavy-handed on the action side of it because there's so much about that and none about what I'm talking about and how hard that is. You're like, okay, so if I just get my mind right and I just think in my bedroom and I just like imagine my Lamborghini and shit, and I go in this Lamborghini at the little car lot and I smell the leather and I feel like, imagine what that feels like to drive in and how it feels to have $1 million in my hand. It's just going to happen. It's like, and then add 16 hours of eye bleeding, kick ass action to follow that up. So just to make sure that's clear, that's why him and I are writing a book. It's like his angle, which is aggressively just friends are going to magically float to your party or float you there and be like, I'm here on the magic carpet, and you'll show up to the party and you didn't even have to like get in a car, you know, that angle. And then you're going to have my angle, which is action. However, at the end of this book, you'll find that they both correlate to each other and both are equally as important, as I have been a person who has suffered from not enough mindset and too much action to where I'm basically a chicken with his head cut off running in circles with all this action, working 16 hours a day towards nothing. So you have to have your mindset right. However, I feel like it's delivered in a way where it does not speak on the action follow-up of the thought.
I don't know what else to say on that subject. Except for you do have to take action. And you're going to probably have to take a whole freaking lot of action.
Yeah, we did nail that. So moving forward, we're moving on. Somehow we got into that. Let's move forward. We nailed all the parts. What was the thing you were wanting to talk about when we started this thing, which we talked about like
anymore.
Well, it's the topic, whatever that is.
About the thinking and what was supposed to be the topic?
Yeah, it was
success.
Like putting up the barriers, not the barriers, but like what is
guard up.
Yeah, putting your guard, like guarding your success. Let's talk about that because I think we nailed like the angle of like mindset to action and why I'm so aggressive in action and kind of the book thing. But like I think the guarding your success thing, we should touch on that because I like that angle.
I just want to talk about action and mindset now.
Okay, fuck it. We'll do that next week. Then next week, guys, coming up, it's guarding
I'm
your success.
I'm in that mind. I'm in that state of mind right
But I
now.
feel like we beat that horse. But like, go ahead.
I don't even remember now. I was trying to get it out. That's why I was like, and so I didn't forget it, and I forgot it.
Yeah, something about like praying to a unicorn and shit will just happen for you.
Exactly. Some made up stuff.
Shit.
Uh, See, this is why I don't want to know what you write in your half.
Yeah, at least we'll have the chapters. Will be awesome. But whatever you want to do.
One word about what you're writing.
Okay.
Because I can't, I need to be in my own shit. But yeah, so keeping your guard up, like when you're leaving, like you start your day off, however you're doing it. There is a tool, daily takeoff checklist we've created that should be in the link that will help you start your day off.
Will be in the link because these are live, so I can't put it until after.
So you've done all these things to get your, success barrier up. And then you leave your front door and it's game on after that. And I just wanted to talk a little bit about, keeping that guard up throughout your day because, I just notice that when I'm, as soon as I step out this door, especially in the area that I live in, it's a lot of, I can feel it, man. There's a lot of negativity everywhere. It seems like there's a lot more negativity even more in this area. Just a lot of kind of just homeless people and the drugs and and this isn't even like that bad compared to major cities, downtowns, but just this area. I just noticed this is the area I'm in, so this is what I noticed. But once you go outside, man, and I go to work, we probably talk about this every podcast, but and you're just around people that are vibrating at a low level, and you are around this energy all day for most of the day. For most of your day, you're out there with all this negative energy. And this is why it's so important to start your day off with a high level of vibration, positive vibration. That's why this daily takeoff checklist is so important to us, because we know it starts our day off on the right path. So that way, when we go outside and we get around all this negativity all day, we have a success barrier, success guard. That's what we could have called. That's what we should have called it, barrier. So just keeping it, so when I get around, when I start getting bombarded, I make it a point to go have my own time because I can feel myself. I left my house and I was happy. Now I'm at work and I'm about to get fired at any moment. Just like that. And I'll tell you, sometimes it happens when I show up on the parking lot and I look at the building and then I start thinking about the people that might be in that building. And then I start thinking about the customers that might be in that building. And then I'm watching customers walk in and out. And I'm watching crackheads in and out, and it's just like, man, I have to I don't care, man, when I'm in that moment and I'm getting pissed because I'm being bombarded so much, and I'm on top of my energy, but no one's perfect. I'm always working it, but I'm bombarded. It gets me down, So I leave. I go and I'll immediately take a break, go sit in my car for a second, and I'll even like look at the Instagrams and look at the posts and dream big. Start thinking about, get my mind looking and focus. I can just then I'm like, why am I even upset? Why am I letting these people in my system when I just left? I just left my home with outstanding with an outstanding level of positive energy and vibration, and now I get fired in a moment because I'm about to cuss somebody out. I'm just saying, keep your guard up. Whatever it is you have to do to get you back from, man, it's I find it very challenging, but once I'm able to do that, though, I'm able to go back and I'm able to be like, you know what? There is no reason why I should be frustrated. I am happy to come here because I know why I'm here. That's because of because I'm trying to go there. And I can't jeopardize this because I'm letting all this negative energy make me change how I am and how I act and my enthusiasm and my attitude. So now I go back and these people, and I'm just whatever. I need to go with the flow of the day instead of always trying to dictate the day. And I have better, my thinking is better. My attitude is better. People can be barking at me now that I've taken my break, and I've reset my mindset. I've reset my gratitude and thankfulness on this break. I've reset probably why I'm here. Yes. And so now I go back, man, and I'm me again, and happy, and, nothing's going to get me down. Nothing's going to get me down, because nothing that's going on here is going to make me make a mistake and jeopardize why I'm here, So I start thinking about what I want. I start thinking about, what do I want? Why do I want it? And this is why I'm here. And I'm going to act accordingly for the rest of the day. And I'm going to keep my success guard up by remembering why I'm here. And that's because I'm trying to go there. And this is a stepping stone to do that. You're not going to get me down. You're not going to get me. Is somebody barking over here? You're not going to get me down either. How can I help you? And I am so excited to be there. I'm even more excited to go home. It makes me want to take more action towards what I want. So this moment I'm going to tell you what I don't want. Because I don't want to go there again. But that's not what I think. It's because I want to go here. And this gets me there. But it seems like easier for people to grasp when I'm like, no, I don't want to go there. So I'm happy to go here. I get to go here because it's going to allow me to go there. So, these are just some of the things I do. I don't know. I go take a break. I remind myself of what I want. I remind myself my thinking is off right now. I remind myself that this action of coming here I come here because I'm trying to go there. And this is a stepping stone for that. Just being so anyways, success guard. You're, keeping that guard up. And this is why, I don't know, man, to me, why this is, man, again, this is why your mindset is so important, man, for everything. Because, I might, if without this material, I wouldn't even know I need to go take a break, other than I'm pissed. I got to get out of here. But I wouldn't even know, like, yo, I need to reset because, I can see myself. I'm starting to slip here, and my attitude is what I'm feeling bad. I don't like, I like feeling good. So, man, but being in that mind, having that mindset of being able to be in that moment and be like, yep, I gotta go get excited about where I'm trying to go. And I think about that, and I even do it when I'm there, like, man, and I use it as a tool. I'm glad I'm here because I'm so excited about going home. I'm gonna go do more. Because at the end of the day, I'm trying to separate myself from all of this. That's why this daily takeoff checklist is so important, man. To me, Robert's talked about it. This is your success. This is your success guard. This, and getting into this, the mindset of these things, your self-confidence formula, and your habits, success habits. And I don't know, I will, every single one of these pages in the daily takeoff checklist, maybe even you should look at it again. Every single page, the biggest repeating thing on every single page is, I will take action today. Go look at it. Every single page, the biggest thing on all initiative and leadership habits. I will make taking action on my next logical hustles a priority to achieve the things I want. Every single page is reminding yourself to take action, because it is the least amount, it is the least talked about. It is the least talked about. And you can't have success without both of them. So, we just have to get it straight. You know what I mean? I'm telling you, all of it is, I have no fear taking action. Taking action is easy and effortless for me. All of it, it's together. But success guard. You gotta have a morning routine to start your day. Man, as soon as you step out that door, you don't have any control. You do. You don't have control over what comes at you, but you have control over how you respond to it. And I get caught up quick. I feel like I have a strong grasp of myself and my attitude, but I can get affected quick if my mindset isn't always on point. And it's just, as soon as I walk out this door, you know what I mean? I get in my car, I start backing up, woo! Car goes behind me. And I'm already like, man, boy, yeah, you know what I mean? Right then, I'm ruining my day already. I haven't even pulled out the parking lot yet. And I could choose to already be like, what the idiot? You know what I will say. Sometimes I do say all that. I'm glad I'm safe. I'm glad he didn't hit me. You know what I mean? I'd be changing it. All the, it's taking 3, was it probably year 4 now of practice, and in a second I can flip. This is so important, man. So you can constantly be feeding your mind what you need to do, and just reminding yourself of what you need to do on a daily basis. Reminding yourself of what you should be thinking, and reminding yourself, I need to take as much action as possible to get there. Every one of these, it's all about mindset and action together. All of it. Every single one. There is nothing about your positive mindset without dropping, I take fearless and amazing taking action. It's a formula. It's a legit formula. So that's just what else I kind of want to talk about. Again, we kind of almost do this every podcast as well. It seems like, but it's so important, man. This is what we're going through, man. Remember, this is off our conversations on the phone. So, this is this is what we're going through on a daily basis, but keeping your success guard up all the time, I feel is extremely important.
It's so advanced, it's simple. So yes, we do go over this stuff all the time, but it ain't fucking that complicated. So yeah, we're talking about the same shit because there ain't nothing more advanced than this. So it's so advanced, it's simple. There ain't much more than the basics. There is no like magical new thing. We can't keep moving on. We can just get more detailed in each subject. So there, like for instance, I've read 170 books this last couple of years. Every book's the same. Every book is the same, with every book having some random nuance for about 13 seconds in the whole book that is another angle on the same shit. Realistically, it doesn't get any more complicated, so a lot of these shows are going to be the same, but we're just going to be, chewing it up, spitting it out a little bit different, and at some point it may resonate with you better the more you do it. Not to mention, none of you guys are just watching every one of these. Some of you might, but people are going to be randomly stumbling on a video, so we're not going to do it, and we're only going to get better at explaining it. So each conversation with the same subject just has other added great points, because how many times have you had a conversation with someone going, God, I wish I would have said XYZ. Dang it, that would have made my point that much more impactful. And so like every time we take another stab at it, but like Will was saying, with just solidifying and kind of like putting an armor around you to like, hey, I intended on starting my day like a champ, and then now I need to guard myself for the day to keep that same mindset. And it's hard. And for instance, using that daily check off and this information, like I had a really tough morning mentally. It started to just dive hella quick. And I was like, I did the motions. I got up at 5. I'm getting up in 2.5 hours earlier than normal. And I get up early. I do this thing. I start this process. And then all of a sudden I'm like doubting myself on my journey. And I'm just like, this like random crap that comes in, and then immediately I go, well, just go through the motions then. But some of that is from the daily checkoff stuff and that stuff that I was doing, and a lot of it was like, no. Some of my morning routine is to tell myself, no. Here's what you've achieved in this last 7 months, let's say. You've been able to do X, you've been able to do Y, you did Z, you did whatever, you did this, you were able to do that, you were able to do this, and this is all this. There's only so much time. And I just start breaking down the stuff I've been doing and kind of patting myself on the back. And that's kind of like the morning blast piece. So, like, had I done the daily check off sheet, which has the morning blast in it, I wouldn't even have got to that mindset. I would have never even got there. But because I chose to approach my morning differently, then, differently than starting my day out, like the morning check, the daily checkoff sheet, the morning blast, those things are like meditation forms. Okay, there's a form like of really just gratitude and finding what you're good. You're pumping yourself up for the day, and if you choose to wake up, not pump yourself up and guard yourself and put the armor on for the day, your daily check off and your morning blast is your armor for the day. You're putting it on. Nothing's going to get through this fucking Kevlar. You can shoot at me all you want with your negativity, you bad customer, you negative driver, you whatever. It doesn't matter. You're not going to even get through this fucking armor. I'm starting off my day with putting on some armor. That's your daily checkoff sheet. That's your morning blast. You're getting up and you're just telling yourself how amazing you are. You're setting up. You know what you're geared towards. And you're setting your day up for success. That's going to help guard yourself for that same attitude you started your day off with. You put that Kevlar on. People are going to be shooting that shit down all day. Now, I started my day this morning without that. And I was impacted negatively. However, because I've done it so many times, I was able to just jump on some of that material mentally. I didn't need a page anymore. And literally start, morning blasting myself in a sense. Nah, man, you did this, that. You're on the gear for this, you're doing that. And I morning blasted myself out of memory and, started through the motions of my day. And just said, fuck it, I don't feel good. The morning blast I felt like didn't work, but it kind of helped reshape my mind to focus a different way instead of just staying in that funk. And then I was out of it in a couple hours. But again, that daily checkoff sheet, that morning blast, that kind of helps put your armor on. You're Batman. You're putting all that gear on. You're ready to freaking gear up for the day. You're Wonder Woman. You're putting on your bracelets and your shit, and you're ready to freaking block any bullshit that comes your way. Massively important. Start your day off correctly, and then you're going to have to somehow do techniques throughout that day to stop those negative things. For instance, I have some issues with my wife's mad at me right now. Woo. I don't care because I know in 72 hours she'll forget about what we're battling about and we'll be all good again. But at the same time, it normally would push me into a shitter and I would abandon all my goals for the next couple of days. But instead I said, no, I'm sticking to the script. I'm not messing around. I've got goals. I'm going to do some major shit. And I'm doing that. And guess what? When you start doing that, your significant other, guy or girl, whatever, or whatever it may be, is going to go, man, that's the person I'm trying to be with. Look at that guy. It's a superstar. Look at that girl, superstar. Look at that person, whatever the hell you want to be. That person is going up. I want to be with that. Nobody wants to be with someone who's going down. And you know what? The best way to make up is someone to go, man, I look up to you. I need to be with you, As opposed to, please take me back. I'm sorry. I just want to be cool again. No, I won't take that role. I'm going to just keep doing me, doing bigger and better things. But it starts out with a morning routine and not letting those things get at you during the day. You know what I mean? Like all of a sudden, your wife, your significant other, whatever it is, coming at you and going, oh, you're nagging you. And you're like, all of a sudden, let it chink your armor and come right into your system and throw your day off. No, you're just, I'm blocking that shit. My little Wonder Woman bracelets or my little Batman armor or whatever the hell I put on for this morning. And nah, that shit, you're not going to steer my day. Because if you steer my day, you steer my week. If you steer my week, you steer my year. If If you steer my year, you're gonna steer my damn lifetime, and I'll be god damned if you're gonna do that. You can't let that shit happen. Wife, nobody. Kids, nobody. Do not let them steer your life. They don't get that. Nobody has that pleasure. You're that kid's parent. You're that significant other. You're half of the equation. You can't let that person steer 100% of your life. And I won't let it happen anymore. I don't. I had an amazing day. And I'm not sitting well in my relationship. It's not perfect. You know what I mean? But I don't give a shit. It's not going to steer where I'm trying to go. And that person goes, oh, they weren't affected by my magic potions and I really like that person. That person's a solid individual. That person's a superhero. I need to be with that person. And guess what? Now that person gravitates towards you again. Like they say, chase the money and those people will chase you. Chase the people and they'll run away. So you got to know yourself first. And that daily check off in the morning and putting those barriers up. Like what we'll say, like having that up and being able to, he does these things. No, you're not going to steer my day. I don't care how close they are to you. I'm talking wife. I'm talking children. You're not steering my day the other way. It's not happening. You know what I mean? It starts to happen, but I just, no, got my armor. So it's majorly important, because if you do the opposite of that, you're asking yourself for the perfect day for you to achieve what you're trying to achieve. Every day has to go perfect with no curveballs for me to achieve my dream goals. Like that, you're now talking impossible. Somebody's going to cut you off. Somebody's going to be an asshole to you. Someone's going to yell at you at work. Something's going to happen. Your wife, your brother, your cousin, your mom is gonna come at you sideways. And if you let that shit affect you and take you and be an excuse for why you don't achieve the next logical steps, you're never gonna get there. You cannot be penetrated by any random shit coming your way. You cannot be susceptible to every stupid ass thing. You cannot be so emotionally unstable that you let things steer your emotions all over the map. Like someone's got a remote control on your emotions. You've got to put that armor up. And I'm telling you, a daily check off or whatever it is, meditate. Do something in the morning that helps you find this thing and helps you shield yourself and get yourself ready for that day. That's massive. I know just by doing it for a while, I don't do it every day. Yet I fall in those ruts because of it. If I started out the right way, I would have. You start out correctly, and you won't even run into that shit. But if you do it enough, and you don't start off like I did this morning, I started off, I had a goal. I didn't end up starting normally how I was and how I had written out for a goal the next morning to achieve certain things I wanted to do. I started off 40 minutes late, and that threw me off a little bit. And then I was rushed, and then I started getting down on myself, and I was like, I could feel it coming and going like, what is this? Because this feels alien to me. And it was very easy to ward off. Trust me. I was like, oh, what's that dumb shit? But at the same time, it still comes in. And so like, you have to have techniques and things that you can do. One thing I do, and I've written on my board, is expect great things. Every time something negative starts to try and steer my day, I'm like, no. Instead of thinking that's a bad thing coming your way, like if somebody looked homeless and was started to walk my way, I think, oh, fuck, they're trying to rob me. Oh, God, they're going to ask me for money. And instead I'm like, you know what? What if they're trying to, like, give me a bunch of money? Now I need to welcome them with open arms. Hey, Jimmy, whoever you are. And I start being cool to them. And the next thing I'm like, dude, hey, thank you so much. I just wanted to tell you about how I just saw a reindeer running across the street. And you were cool to me. And most people run off. You made my day. And you're like, oh, right on. You know? So expecting great things, I was able to affect somebody else's day. It's happened to me a couple times where I'm like, oh, who's that little sideways looking ass person coming my way? Normally I'd be like, this person, my intuition says this person's gonna rob me, get away from. Like I look at them like they're like, hey sir, can I? And they got a gas can in their hand. You know they're out. You just want like $4, saying they're trying to get somewhere, but that's really their hustle. Their car's sitting around the corner with gas. I'm like, what's up? And they're like, hey, I just wanted to say your gas cap was open on your car. I'm like, oh shit, I was just here to get gas from my lawnmower from home. I'm like, oh shit, okay, thank you so much. My gas cap was open on my car, the little door. Wow. You know what I mean? Like, so certain things that are little things that help you keep your shit up and help me keep mentally. I didn't let like, oh my god, because if I would have been like, oh god, they're just trying to get me for my money or trying to scam me out of something, and I drive off, and all of a sudden I cut some guy off, and then we're in a fucking road rage thing, and there's some negative. It's just a chain reaction. Then I get home, then I'm yelling at my kids. Who knows, right? So again, like techniques during the day to keep you on track. One is that daily checkoff. Start off your day correctly, and a lot of times it's creates such an armor that people could say negative shit to you, and you're just like, it's not even affecting me, dude. I'm a winner, dude. What are you talking about, loser? Like, I'm sorry, man. Maybe I could help you. You'll find yourself having someone who would have affected your day negatively, you flipping it back on them, and then helping them have a better day. So originally, they were there set out to make you have a shit day, because you would have been able to let them have the remote control to your emotions. And the next thing you're like, man, you help them out, you do whatever it is they need, you help them with their day, you teach them some stuff, maybe you sun them a little bit. I know Will does it all the time. Now, why would you think that? That's one of Will's things. Now, why would you be like that? Why wouldn't you think this, and that? You know? And it's like, oh, what? I never thought about it like that. They have the epiphany. They go about their life. And hell, that could steer the life. Lo and behold, the reason we even have this show is because Will insisted on telling me this damn information nonstop. Nonstop. This show would not happen had Will not been telling me about this information and just feeling it necessary to constantly bring it up. This show wouldn't happen. I wouldn't be talking mindset. I might not have my next book. I definitely would not have my next book, at least in the form it is in. You know what I mean? Things wouldn't have happened. So by using this information, you can affect other people's lives. It's affected mine by somebody doing it and using that information, not letting my negativity is a magical thing. I have the best negativity. Nobody has better negativity than me, other than Hitler, Bin Laden, Stalin. Period. Nobody has better than me. I'm the best negative force on earth. I'm a master at it. Other than my stepdad, he's actually got the top. He's topped Hitler. So my thing is, nobody. And so I would approach Will with that level of negativity that could normally steer his day into the shitter. But he's read enough of the material where he's like, you're not going to affect me. Maybe at first it affected him, and he's like, man, he feels discouraged to keep telling me the information, yet he loves me, so he thinks it's important to tell me this information because it will help impact my life positively, and he wants to add value. And I keep coming in like, I know you're trying to give me $100 million. I want to smack you in the face with a big fucking mud pie in your face. You know, and he takes it on the chin, and it's like, that ain't stopping me. I'm going to keep coming at you with positivity. And then it steers my life a different way. And it did. Same thing with you guys. You get yourself geared the correct way. You're going to actually go out thinking people are going to negatively impact you. You're putting this armor up for yourself. But you find out you put this armor up for other people. You're not going to affect me negatively. I'm going to impact you positively. How about that? I'm rubber, you're glue. You're going to bounce this negative shit off me, but I'm going to bounce it back to you in some positive form. You're going to hit me with negativity. I'm going to flip it on your ass and hit you with some great shit and impact you positively. Dude, that's giving back on another level. You have to understand how important it is to set your day up right, because you're going to go positively impact people all day, as opposed to being this sponge for negativity. If you don't do this, you will be the sponge for negativity. Write that down. You will be the sponge for negativity. Let it affect you. Instead, you become this big rubber piece. You bounce that bullshit off, and you start leaking out greatness to people. And you start feeding the greatness back. You're like, no. Your negativity bounces off me, and I'm going to give you greatness. And they now become the sponge of greatness. Sponge of value. Sponge of like a great mindset. I'm a negative force. Sure, I positively worked in many ways, but any new idea or something different and change to me was like, don't even come at me with that. But the same concept for you guys. You gear yourself up correctly for the day. You go out. Somebody's going to come at you sideways, and all you're going to do is add value to them. Someone cuts you off, you might end up helping them win $1 million. You never know. I know that sounds wild, but that's what it is. You know, it's just like your first friend. They were going to fight you. You almost got in a fight, and the next thing you became best friends and you had value in their life. Same concept. You had such a great attitude, that person wanted to fight you, you didn't become best buddies. That's how Roberto and I were. I wanted to whip his ass when I first met him, you know. Now we're homies. You know what I mean? He's one of the two people in my circle. That's Will and that's Roberto. Like, it doesn't get much further than that. My wife was like, you don't have any friends. And I'm like, no. I don't have a bunch of bullshit friends. I have only brothers. You know what I mean? You have a lot of friends that you could forget about tomorrow. Just because you speak to these people doesn't make them friends. Would they save you and you were dying? No. You know, but I know I have a couple people I can call when shit hits the fan. Do you? Well, no, but they do like all my pictures on Instagram, you know. And so it's a big deal. So gear yourself up for what is people trying to hit you with that negativity and knock you off your square, knock you off your path of where you're trying to go, you know, because without that, your path would be easily attained. You know, I'm going to the store and I want to go get a Black and Mild cigar and a chocolate milk. But if somebody kept stopping you from going there and saying, hey, come over to my house and let's party, and sidetracking you, and you're susceptible, but if not, you're like, no, I'm not even going to hear that. I got my headphones on and I'm walking straight, and every time somebody comes out their front porch goes, hey, come over here, I've got a party, I've got cigars and chocolate milk. You're not even hearing them. You're on your path, you know. However, if you did take the cigars and chocolate milk, you wouldn't even have to go to the store, and it'd be free. But there's something to be said about putting that wall up and making sure you stick with what you know is the right mindset, you know, the PMA, your positive mental attitude for the day, you know. By doing that, you're going to impact other people positively.
And yourself.
Well, yourself is going to happen all the time. Once you nail this, yourself is going to happen all the time. And guess what? Like I said, it grows. You're gonna positively impact other people now. It's going to be way bigger than yourself. Because the more you stay positive, you're now a fucking leader. And leaders impact other people. And you're now a guidance person. You're a person, you're a trusted advisor. People are now going to look to you because, man, you stay in such a great mood all day. How do you do it? Will's dealing with it now. I guarantee it. I would deal with it too if I wasn't such an asshole. But my thing is, Will does it all the time. He's always coaching people, teaching them, saying, why would you do this? Why would you do that? Tell me how many people come to you with their stories now, Will. Guaranteed all day. They're like, can't wait till Will comes to work so they can tell him about what struggles they're dealing with, and he's gonna be like the Zen master, like, why? Well, you need to do this and that and this and that. You know, nobody comes to me because I'm tough to deal with, but I do come with that hard love. Like, nah, you need to do this, this, and that. You know, but guaranteed, with that positive attitude, more people are going to be seeking your energy.
You, that's what you would think. However, that hasn't been my experience, which is why I gotta have new experiences with different types of people. However, I do have the tendency to overkill it. You know, nobody wants to go to work and then somebody telling them all the time that they need to change their thinking. You know, I've had to learn to tone it back because I overkill it too much because I'm so in tune with it. I'm not I'm so in tune with every sentence and every thought I'm doing that now I'm picking up everyone else's sentences, not their thoughts, but their one of the thoughts by their sentences, right? So it's almost like I can't help it. So I actually have to force myself to just not say anything. And I hate it. Which is why I have to be around people where I don't have to say it and I don't have to check them. I'm like, because when I get around people, you know what I mean? That when I get around people that say something like, all right, I'm going to tell you this, but this isn't the right thinking. I have an experience with those people, man, that I can't even explain. You know what I mean? And so, you know, I'm trying to graduate to the next place where I'm around more people that think more like myself. So now I'm out of a phase of trying to correct everybody and why am I here to, oh, we can do something with this. And I'm just not, that's not happening in my life currently. And I hate it. And this is why I have these, this is why it's such a struggle every day to just like, it's challenging every single day to maintain, you know. But I will say, you know, and I happen to have a, you know, I combat that with being extremely enthusiastic, and people like that. But people don't always like to hear they're false in their thinking that I am willing to expose every time they open their mouth because I can't help it, you know? So, but however, now I'm at the point to where people will say stuff to me and then walk away because they already know, oh, I fucked up. I can't say that around Will. And that's what I'm getting now is like, I can't say that around Will because I'm going to get a lecture. So you know what I mean? So I don't know. It's you know, you would think, you know, yeah, I can't wait for Will to go to work. Maybe because his energy is outstanding, but it's not because what I'm talking about with the mindset stuff at this point. But that would be great to get to that point where I'm around like-minded mindset people. But now keep in mind, I'm only trying to help. This is why I can't wait to get to the point to where maybe we're doing like seminars that people are wanting to hear this. People want this information, so now I can puke all over you and you can go home happy. I'm going to throw up in your lap and you're going to love it. That's why you're here. I can't wait to get to those points because then I'll be like, yeah, this is where I belong. I belong here because I can puke on them with all this stuff and they're okay with it. They came here to get They came here to get this. I just, and again, that's why it's so exciting to keep going, because I know that that's coming. Not just that, but just being in a place where I can have better conversations. A place where I can learn, like, ooh, I need to start thinking like that. Like, I belong here. I want to come here again so I can feel good. Not I get to come here and I hate it, but yet I love it because blah, blah, blah. You know what I mean? So, it's tough. And I don't understand why people wouldn't want to hear it. Like, I'm trying to help you see your flaws in your thinking so you can be more successful.
People want to have someone else to blame it on. Nobody wants to look at themselves as the issue. Nobody wants to self-reflect and realize,
how can you not?
Well, you're talking from a person who's grown. You aren't always that way. So
no, but when I got
to talk about this stuff, when you got there, but you didn't just accept it. Not everybody's accepting of new things as you are. I could tell you there's a new rabbit that fucking can see virtual reality without even looking, and it actually exists. You would be like, right on, show me that rabbit. Not everybody's open like you are. You're a different person. There's not a lot of people like you. Most people go, I'm skeptical of that. So when you talk to people and you tell them that they're the issue, I'm not trying to hear that. I'm trying to hear that it's somebody else's fault that I'm dealing with this shit. Nobody wants to believe it's them. Because now that means they have to work. Now that means they have to change. Now that means they have to do things to make it right. It's much easier to just say, well, it's somebody else's fault. Like, when my kids spill something on the ground, I go, it wasn't me, it was Jameson. And it makes Jordan feel good that there's a spill on the ground. Because he's like, tell me it's Jameson. That makes me feel great. Like, I didn't do it. That was that guy. There's an explanation, and it wasn't me. Meaning, I don't have to own it. And the same thing when you're telling people, you're saying, hey, you take ownership. That's hard to do. That's hard to do for a lot of people. I'm at fault. I did this wrong. I am at the fault. But people don't understand the power in ownership. Like, and if it's your fault, that means you can fix it, meaning you can be successful too. So if the reason you're not successful is because of you, meaning you have the most control over you can fix that and be successful. If it was up to someone else, then you can't be successful. So you would rather it be you, but people go like, I don't want to fix me. And so the hard part is nobody wants to know it's them. It's a lot of people just don't want to do anything. They would rather lay on their couch, say my life sucks because of everyone else. And some people are content with that. They're content with that. Like, yeah, the world is hard. I'm of a different color, and the world's against me because of my color, or I'm a woman and people are against me because I'm a woman, or I'm Mexican, or I'm something that doesn't fit in, and that's why. As opposed to like, no. That's why people had so much hope. That's why they wrote hope when Obama was the president. Because he was black and he was the president. Now you have no excuse. He made it to president. Now we have a black female vice president who, if Biden passes, will be the fucking president. You know what I mean? But everybody wants an excuse. Everybody would rather say, well, it's because of my demographic, blah, blah, blah. and only extraordinary individuals and one-time people get out of that. And that's not necessarily, true, but it's easier for people to stomach. It's easier for people to buy into it, to be like, hey, it's not my fault. I grew up in Louisiana in the Far East Side. I'm making shit up because I don't know what the fuck their demographics are like, but that's the big thing. Is a lot of people are like, that's what I'm dealing with. It's like wherever I'm from, and you're telling people, no, ownership. You're the reason you're in a situation. Your mindset. You know what I mean? And people, it's easier for them to go, my mindset? No, I don't want to hear that.
I think, see, this is my fault, is I think that people need to hear this and want to hear it. That's why I tell them. But then I find out that they don't like it. Or, Will shows me stuff, but it's too much.
Yeah, but if they're not ready for growth, and most people don't want to get it, that's why you find so many, like, for us, we produce music. Newsflash. No, for us, think about it. We produce music, and we don't understand why we have all the equipment for everybody to record and mix and do all this stuff, and they won't even show up to a free studio. When we were kids, we would have fucking drove 2 hours. We would have fucking done the P. Diddy and did the 4 hours one way, been there for fucking 8 hours, and drove back the other way. We would have done that had we known where the hell a studio was. But we didn't know what we were doing.
This is so mind-blowing to me, man.
And remember how many rappers you came up against that you just would not even show up. And you said, I'm rolling... No, listen to me. Hold on. I'm rolling the red carpet out for you. All you have to do is walk down it. I will do everything. And you just do what you like to do, which is rap, right? You like to write raps. And you want this dream. And I'll do all the hard work for you. Guess what? Crickets. Because nobody wants to do the work. People are in their comfort zones.
What work? All you gotta do is show up and do what
you love to do.
You telling me you want to do? Well, perfect. I'm your guy.
Think about me, man. I bought all this equipment, learned to use it, blah, blah, blah. Years went by. But if I knew someone, Will, I would have been there. If someone had all the equipment and said, you can just rap and I have beats and I can record and do all this stuff and make you sound amazing, I'd have been there every day. Without a fucking thought. But people that don't want it, who say they want it, don't want to do the work. And that's rampant. I know. How many flake musicians have you run into, Will?
All of them.
Every one of them. Every one of them.
Every single one.
Every single one. There isn't one that's not. Or they'd be famous.
Take that back. One.
And where they are they famous?
No.
Okay, then shut up. So the bottom line is, are they still working with you?
No.
Exactly. Then everyone. So period. They don't just give them the fact that they were working at it for 6 months or a year or 5 years. It's as long as it takes. You said it yourself, work at something long enough. Right? So the bottom line is, it's every fucking one. Everyone. There isn't one. Tony Johnson, Tony Passler, whatever the fuck your name is. If you're watching this guy didn't even rap on one song, yet spent like $3,000 on equipment. Didn't even rap on one song. Brian Draper, if you're watching this, gave me his stereo equipment to sell so he could help buy my preamp, which had been half his, so he could come sing on songs. Didn't show up one time. And what's funny is I hear this story later that I never invited him. I invited him every day, but he was so busy at Les Schwab, and this is recorded, he could never make it in time. And, 2 years go by, I moved away. What do you want to do? You never showed up. Like, you clearly don't want to do this. My point is, every fucking person, and that is everyone, Tony House, everybody I know, nobody shows up. So you can roll out the red carpet for people. How many people do we roll it out for? And they won't even show. And I'm buying the equipment. I'm fucking learning how to mix your little vocals.
Mind blowing to me, man.
It's what it is.
It's mind blowing.
So, in the same concept of teaching, having people take ownership and teaching them about their mindset, they're not in it. They don't want to know. They don't want it to be their fault. They want it to be someone else's fault. Hence the Brian Draper saying, well, he just moved away. Like, he never invited me over and I spent this money. No. I had to sell your equipment to get the money to buy this stuff and then beg you for 2 years to come to my house, and you never showed.
How do you reach the masses to get them to change?
Actually, I take that back. Naudi Aguilar and Chewy Aguilar showed up every day to record. I take that back. Those two people, those two motherfuckers showed up every day. They were like, oh, red carpet. I'm running down that bitch. Magically they were Mexicans, and I'm just saying something about the work ethic. These motherfuckers saw, hey, I got equipment, I got this. They saw that free fucking shit, and they said, I'm there. Naudi showed up hence the reason Chewy has a successful business and Naudi has a successful business. I'd make it extra hard for musicians. I made him show up at 6 a.m. That motherfucker, Naudi, at my door every day, 6 a.m. 6 a.m. to play bass and make beats, get ready so his brother, when he fucking meanders in to do the vocals, could do it. And then we work till like 2 in the morning. Wake up 4 hours later, time to crack again. That guy's got a successful fitness business, Functional Patterns. Go look it up. You know what I mean? Like, massive business.
Massive.
P90X shit. You know what I mean? Books out. He has his own book. He's like, it's a massive book. He's got his, dude, he's way ahead. So, and props to that guy. I went to Seattle. On the waterfront, he had a gym. On the waterfront, bro. Like, by like Pike Place Market shit. This motherfucker has a gym. I'm at the gym like, yo, I'm here. He's like, oh my God, I wish I was there. He goes, I'm in another city opening a new fucking place. like damn. Like, now he's in Hawaii, has a big, anyway, enough. But the point is, the only two people were those guys who were successful people recognized a red carpet. And it's the same thing you're dropping for people when you tell them about their mindset and you're like, no, your thinking's wrong. Boom, boom, boom. You're the issue and you're the reason. And they don't want to hear it. They don't want to know that they're wrong. Nobody wants to have to do anything. Because people love their comfort zone. People are married to their comfort zone.
But they're not. Here's the thing: is they're not succeeding.
Of course, they don't care, but they know they have people don't want to exceed. People want an excuse. Listen, I'm going to say something right now. People want an excuse more than they want to succeed. People are okay with the constellation prize of an excuse to why they didn't win over having to work for winning. They're okay with that. Hey, as long as I have an excuse of why I didn't get there, I don't feel like someone judged me.
How is that even a thing?
It's fucking, to me and you, it's mind-boggling, but it's the truth.
How is that even a thing?
People want to be able to say, hey, I didn't make it in life, but it wasn't my fault. There were these things happening.
People,
racism, the system is rigged, all that shit. But if you really put your thumb on it, you go, man, how many days did you work hard on this? Well, 0, but the system is rigged. You know, how many days did you put in that effort? I didn't, but the system is rigged. And as long as they can lay on the couch and fucking watch Game of Thrones, all 8 seasons, I think there's 8 seasons, and have an excuse, they're content in life, and their Section 8 money or their regular check from fucking 7-Eleven or wherever the fuck they work, and they're good. Or maybe they have a great job, but they're a slave to that job and they're a fucking corporate manager. Whatever the fuck it is they do, that is not what they dream to do. They're just happy to know, well, I had a kid. That could be their scapegoat. I had a kid, you know, and it's just too hard with a kid. I had 3 kids. It's too hard. I have a wife and kids in the yard. And, well, then let some weeds grow in that yard like mine. You know? Like, it's
I have a story about this.
easier to say.
I have a story about this exact thing. So I was working somewhere else, and there's my homegirl, right? She has 4 kids, and she made it a point to remind us every day. I got 4 kids. But I got her one day. So she's like, she told me, well, I can't do these things because I have 4 kids. And one day I told her, look, it's because of these 4 kids that you have to do this. It's because of these 4 kids that you want to do this. And she literally looked at me and was like, what the fuck? She's like, I never even thought about it like that. It's because of these 4 children that you need to go do better, whatever it was, right? I mean, I didn't want to get into the details. And she was blown away because she could not even come to that conclusion. Now, she happens to be my homegirl, right? So it was accepted better. But, and you know how good it felt for me to be like, I did something for her right there. Whatever she goes and does, whatever. In that moment, though, I made her think for a second. because of my children, I have to. Man, those are the moments I'm waiting for. Is when I hit somebody with the right time with that right to no, because I got 4 kids, I can't. No.
Your best bet to look at somebody.
Why you have to?
Yeah, your best bet to look at somebody with excuses is you ask them, how many hours do you sleep a day? 10 hours. Like, can you sleep 8 and then just spend 2 on your goal for, you know, like 2 hours times 365 is a lot. You know what I mean? Towards whatever you're trying to do, and you're a lot closer. So you find these people that are like, you know, what are you doing after your 8 hours at work? Well, I watch 4 hours of basketball, and I watch, you know, this or that. It's like, what are you doing with all of your hours? I've even calculated hours in a day, blah, blah, blah. So there's 24 hours in a day. If you only have 9 hours a day at work, that's another fucking shame on me. Like 15 hours, right? Am I wrong? 9 hours at work, so 8 hours there, an hour lunch, a break, and to drive there 15 minutes. So let's say 10 hours. You have 14 more hours. 8 hours you sleep. That's 6 hours left. What are you doing with those? Well, you eat and shit for 3 of those, let's say. You have 3 hours. What are you doing with those? 1 hour is family? Okay. What are you doing with the other 2 hours? What are you fucking doing? You need to nap? Really? You took an 8 hour fucking sleepy thingy. You took your breaks at work. What are you doing? And so my favorite thing when somebody tells me something, I literally map out their whole day. I remember Tony House like telling me about how he couldn't make a certain thing happen, and I just tore down his bills. I tore down his thing. I said, "So what are you doing?" He's like, "Oh my god." Years later, he came to me and was like, "Dude, that was a fucking game changer for me." And it was an awkward conversation for us. I'm his friend, and he's like, "You're judging me? Like, what the fuck, you know? Who are you, Jeebus?" You know, he's just like, that's not okay. Literally, years later, he's like, "Dude, I just want to thank you. It changed my life and made me more profitable in life, made me move forward in his thing. Now he's a big boss and doing what he feels necessary. But the thing is, I broke it down. I was like, dude, I don't see exactly where you're failing. Everybody has the same 24 hours a day. You, Bill Gates, same fucking amount of time. You, Elon Musk, you, Bezos, all these guys. And sure, they might have started somewhere else, but there's so many stories of people starting from zero to something. You've got no excuse. Figure it out. You know what I mean? But most of these people that can't make it, or I have 8 kids, or I have this, or I have that, or I have this. It's like, but you also have 24 hours a day. And I guarantee you, lady with 6 kids, is working 8 hours a day. If you're fucking Section 8 and you're on welfare, well, now you have all of your time. You Section 8 welfare people should be fucking doing more. Because now you have all of your time.
The most successful.
I'm not knocking you. Right on. Work the system. Fuck it. It's there. But you also have all of your time. Once your kids are fed, they're playing Fortnite. You know, they're doing whatever. You weren't playing with your kids all day, so don't tell me that shit. Get a laptop. Bang it out. You can go on Craigslist, get a laptop. Bang it out. Figure out some freaking stay-at-home, pennyhoarder.com. We'll figure out ways you can fucking make money doing surveys. Start figuring out. YouTube is a great resource. But the bottom line is, most of these people, you look at their sleep patterns, and they're like 12-hour-a-day sleepers, dude. And the rest of the day, they're watching Days of Our Lives, soap opera, or the Jersey Shore. No, I'm serious. Everybody you look at, like, so when you're talking, this is my long versions. And so when you're talking to somebody and you're saying your attitude is your own, they're like, whoa, settle down, homie. You're telling me I gotta work? I gotta fix me? You're telling me I'm the wrong thing? Nobody wants to hear that. Nobody wants to hear that.
How can that not be enjoyable to find out?
Because not everybody's done the work you've done. Not everybody's done the self-work you've done. Not everybody had a friend. The Will Jackson prior to Phenom didn't think like this.
No.
So the person before you, the person before you knew that information was saying, I can't believe Will doesn't get this shit. I don't understand why Will doesn't understand.
I don't remember anyone else ever telling me.
Well, not that exact information, but there's people that might have talked to you in passing, been like, dude, talk to you in passing, but like, damn, dude, that guy can't figure his shit out, dude. What? You know, like, guaranteed. You said something stupid to someone, and someone was like, man, that guy just doesn't have it figured out. You know what I mean?
Wait, I'm sure.
Yeah. It had to have happened all the many years before you got this information. You're 46 years old by the time you get that information, right? So at that point, in them 46 years, I'm just making numbers up. I don't know how old you are. The bottom line is, you don't fucking know. You don't know. You know, you don't have that info. You think you answered your questions correctly? You think you were like all about, it's my fault? No. You're like, it's this person's fault. It's that person's fault. That's how everybody is until they get this information to realize, man, I'm the master of my destiny. Nobody else's fault is it but my own. And that's a massive piece, man, and a powerful piece. It's something you should be like thankful. Like, man, I fucked my life up. I'm so happy I fucked my life up because I can fix I. I can't fix you. And if it's my fault, I can fix me because I have the most control over me more than anybody on earth. Man, all I got to do is fix me and I'll be in good shape. Yes. It's a great thing. But nobody wants to hear that, man. Nobody wants to hear it. Hence the reason you've dealt with a million rappers and random musicians that say they want. Nobody wants to work. Nobody wants to do the hard work.
It's not that hard, though.
It's not that hard, but the hard part is starting. Are you at the gym every day, Will?
No.
Do you want to be in good shape?
Yeah.
Why aren't you at the gym?
Because I don't like the gym.
It's not that hard, though. What, do you work out at the house?
I do.
You do every day?
No.
Are you in great shape?
No.
Right. So again, why not? It's so easy.
That's not what we said it was easy.
It's
the mindset of it.
But it's easy though.
Doing the learning the stuff on what you need to do.
Right. It's easy though, right?
Yeah.
But you can't get on that couch, put your feet up on there, and do some fucking inverted fucking push-ups, can you?
I could. I don't like that. I'm doing other things.
Okay,
yeah.
But you can't get out there and do some sit-ups. Did you do any sit-ups today?
Not sit-ups.
Did you do any form of exercise today?
I did push-ups.
You did push-ups today?
Good.
Did you do them yesterday?
No, I did the day before.
Did you do them the day before that?
I don't know. You want? But I show you my calendar here. But
Well, do it. So the point is, are you in the shape you want to be in right now?
No, I'm not.
Clearly, you missed more days than you didn't. So the bottom line is getting over your mindset. It's easy, but you have to get over your mind every day. So just because you want it, you got to do the work. Like you would be in great shape had you been thinking everything's just as easy as just doing it. Well, then just do it. You should be working out every day because you want a great body, right? Can you take your shirt off right now and feel great?
No.
Right. Neither can I. So the thing is, it's easy though. You know what I mean? I could turn around right now and do 20 push-ups, and that'd be the most work I've done in fucking at least 30 days. So my thing is, and it's that it would be that easy. I could literally turn around, get on the ground, and just start going like this, and doing some push-ups. But it's getting past the mind to do it. So it's easier said than done when you're like, I don't understand why these people don't do it. It's just so easy. Well, then you should be fucking the G at everything. Right? But people have to get past that mindset. But going back to what you said, your mind is 99.9% of it. Right? To take that action. And you're like, but it's so easy. Well, they've got to master their mind.
Yeah, that's isn't what I said was easy about, but whatever's clever, man.
So what is easy then? Whatever's clever is not what everybody watching wants to hear.
What's easy? It's easy to the learning that you have to do something different, that you have to change your thinking, that you are the reason why you're at where you're at.
So it's easy for you to change your mind about something.
No, it's easy to take this information in.
It is if you're open to the information. So it's not easy. It's as easy as changing your mind to just turn around and do some push-ups right now. So my point is, not everybody's open to shit, dude. So it's a constant. That's why I think it's great that we keep coming out every week with something. Keep hitting them over the head until they finally go, you know, it took episode 596 before I finally go, okay, I gotta do this shit. But the consistency of hitting them over the head is why it works. You told me about this information how many times before I got it, and I'm not a non-intelligent person. You know what I mean? If that's even a word. But the bottom line is, you told me, and I was like, I don't want to hear it. I'm not trying to. What is this psychopath shit about? I'm not trying to hear about this. Just because you're a very open person. So that's why I want this show, podcast, whatever you want to call it, to kind of really cater to the baby steps of this. You know, like not all of it. You want to go advanced as well, but like acknowledge that not everybody is just open minded. You know, that's why I just got this book on Warren Buffett, and it's like, man, sometimes I feel like she's treating me like I'm a little 2-year-old child. But in other parts, I'm like, I'm glad she is, because I'm like, I don't get all of this stuff on financial statements and how to look at companies for investing and all this other shit. I'm like, I don't like, you know, but they're doing this. They're either like, I can't believe we're explaining this really basic ass shit, but we are, and it helps people. So we're being really basic, and so that's kind of why I keep bringing it to basicness, because it's like sometimes I feel like we're like expecting people to go like, duh, what the fuck don't you just understand? It's like, well, it just doesn't work like that. If everybody just understand was that open to change, we wouldn't have lots of the turmoil we have in the world. Look at these white people that are killing black people. They're not, and it's probably fucking into all of our white listeners, whatever. But the bottom line is, they're not open to change. They're still thinking like some black people are subhuman, literally, and feel that in their heart because, you know, Grandpa Jeb told them, you know. But you know, at the end of the day, it's like, you know, they can't. I mean, how much of society has been like, hey, blacks are famous as shit. Some are like gods to us. We got Tupac, we got Big, we got like fucking, you know, Martin Luther King. We got all these great people, presidents. I mean, and still, people are like, subhuman. Fucking people are dumb. Some people aren't open minded. You know what I mean? Like, they can literally think like, ugh, he's less than a human because of a color of skin or where the hell he was born. I mean, that's people's mindsets. That's people's mentality. Is that literally that is a good reason for them? Oh, that person was born in Mexico. He could die. You know, like literally that justifies it for them. That's the population you're dealing with. The people like us will, and what we're doing, and I shouldn't say like us, but where we have finally evolved to, has taken a lot of work. It's taken us a lot of work to get where we're at, and we're not early in our life either. We're at the age where it's hard to lose weight. We're at the age where we have children, and they're old now. You know, we're at the age where we're thinking of getting some dye for our gray hairs. So it's taken that long. So we have to understand that the audience is younger, maybe more stubborn, not as open-minded. And they don't have a best friend that taught them the information, where they're like a little more open-minded because like you care about that person, so you're trying to like understand what the fuck they're talking about first and foremost. But some, they don't care about us. Why are we changing their mind? So it's hard to wrap their heads around, and I think like for us to just be like, why doesn't everybody just get this? It's like, I can say I know that it's not easy to wrap your head around. I still have days where I struggle to wrap my head around it. You know what I mean? Because it asks for a little bit of faith. And for you, I was thinking about the other day. For you, you're born in religion, heavy in religion. Dad's a pastor. You being open to some shit that's unexplainable is normal for you. You buying in 100% to shit that's crazy, like walking on water and like curing people and making blind people see, is normal for you. For other people, however, who weren't raised in that, believing things that aren't something that's tangible and like normal to what you can see, that you didn't say like I'll believe it when I see it kind of thing, is harder for a lot of people to wrap their head around. You're a person who is a religious person. Religious people are having the natural gift to believe in shit before they see it. Faith. And it's easy for you to wrap your head around, like, I just believe it, didn't have to see proof of it, I just believe it, it was told to me. Yep, he walked around the water. Yep, I never saw it, but I just believe it. He saved our sins, he raised from the dead. I believe it. It was in a book. This guy on the stage told me. Happened to be my dad. You know, automatically. But not everybody's like that. Religious people are already conditioned for this information. Think about this. This universal information, this like the ether and the universe information is parallel with religion. And so if you're just getting religion or this information at 35, when a lot of people that are born into religion get it at year 2 and 3 and 4 years old, they're already learning that universal information, universe and the ether information early in the stages of their life. They're already conditioned for it early. Think of this. There isn't anything in this information that isn't aligned with religion. Take the words God out. Take Jesus out, Mary and all that other scenario shit out. This stuff falls right in line with religion. So if you were born in religion and you're 2 and 3 before you can comprehend things, 4 and 5 and 6 years old, and you're already in depth, detail, believing in God, Jesus walked on water, believe in this, pray to God, pray to the universe, you're thinking, you're already tuned up. You're already ready to accept this information. Religious people are much more apt to just fall right into this information, get it, and roll with it because they already are worked on faith. Faith is saying, we don't want to prove it to you, you just got to believe it.
This is so. I can't. My brain is like toast. I just can't. This is so major, major of information. I hope this. I, I hope these podcasts, man, and what we're talking about, is resonating with you guys and gals who are tuning in and checking these out. Just how important this information should be in everyone's life, man, to be honest. It's so important to just be able to just realize, man, you can change your entire life by changing your mindset and your thinking and your actions. Download that daily takeoff checklist, which is free, and just check it out. What do you have nothing to lose but 15 minutes of your time. You got nothing to lose but 15 minutes of your time to download this daily takeoff checklist and just check it out and see if it's for you, or it's because this information isn't for everybody. Let me take that back. Not everybody is. No, this information isn't for everybody. It should be, but it's not. Everyone's not going to accept it. You know,
But it is for everybody.
it's for
Everybody needs to start their day pumping themselves up, ready to get the day and win your day. Have a good time. Treat people well. And if you're in a good mood, you're going to treat people good. You're going to have a great day and you're going to enjoy your life. So it is for everyone.
So just check it out and see if it's for you. See if this is something that you can grasp and you might want to start doing some of these techniques too.
And if it's not for you, then you must already be having great days. And then right on. You've got the right system. But if you're not already having great days, it's for you. If you're not already having great days, it's for you. There's nothing wrong with telling yourself, I kick ass. I'm going to win my day. I'm the shit. I'm going to do this. I am going to achieve everything I'm going for. There is nothing that doesn't align with what you are. Whoever doesn't, you could be Jeffrey Dahmer. The bottom line is every one of you people can benefit from this. There is not anybody who it's not for. So go ahead and check it out and see if it works for you. If it doesn't, you need to reevaluate your life. Because the bottom line is, unless you're already winning, I don't see where telling yourself you kick ass and you're going to win your day is not aligned with what you're about. And if it isn't aligned with what you were about, you're having serious issues in life. Period. Because if you cannot understand, or you don't, like, that's not for me, telling myself I'm awesome and telling myself I'm going to win the day and telling myself that I'm achieving and I'm capable of greatness. Those things don't align with me. That's severely wild. And you got to rethink yourself, because guaranteed this is for everyone. And I stand by that 1000%. I didn't make this. Yet, there is nothing in this world that says every human on earth shouldn't align with, man, I'm going to do great things today. Unless you're a person who's going to do bad things and you're going to do that, but you could still do bad things greatly. So the bottom line is, this is for everyone. If it's not for you, it'd only be not for you because you already got your life and everything under control. And if you're just on here you just enjoy the conversation, but yeah, every day you're tackling your day and you're winning it, and you have your approach to your mornings, you have your meditations, you've got all those things. That's the only reason this doesn't fit in your schedule. But if you're not winning every day and you're looking for that extra move and bump, this is definitely something for you.
So check it out again and see if it resonates with you that you want to pursue it further. I just
And it's free. So no skin off your back. You just look at it,
nothing
say,
to lose but 15 minutes.
yeah. You don't even have to print it out. You can just read it off your little screen and then press the delete button.
You don't have to do any
It
action.
doesn't even cost you paper. You know,
You've already got the tool, the phone, the computer, whatever. You don't have to do anything else but just put in your email. So it sends it to you.
Elevate your day. Make yourself a winner every day. So that's it. Okay, guys. So we've nailed two different topics. Um, I mean, I kind of like the fact that Will and I don't agree exactly the way something is. At the end of the day, the underlying thing is exactly the same. Um, but again, that's why we're writing this book. Uh, I enjoy the fact that there's friction between us, and I think that's the best dynamic of this thing. We come out of this wanting to just turn this whole freaking podcast off, and that's awesome. You guys get to see two starkly different uh, oil and water, and but not realizing that really at the end of the day they're all the same shit. Really at the end of the day. Um, I think that's something that a lot of you guys can benefit from. I think that if it were somebody that was just like me talking that same shit, it would just be like, yeah, these guys are talking that same thing. There is no like friction, something different. Again, like, comment, subscribe. Let us know what you think about it. Maybe you think, oh, these guys are like disagreeing. How do I find this for sure compass as to what to do? Realistically, you're one way or another, and you're going to resonate with one or the other, period. And if you don't resonate with either, show me how you achieve a goal without mindset or action, and I'd love to hear it. So like, comments, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and then also in the link I will have the daily checkoff sheet. You got to check it out. There's got the morning blast on there, lets you know how awesome you are. I mean, it's a way of doing this kind of morning routine and cadence to like your morning, setting a pace and a how your day's gonna go off. And I think Will might read you a little bit of it. Let's do that.
I'm thankful for everything I have in my life. That's pretty much every time I wake up. Again, on the grateful tip, which is every other podcast, is man, I wake up. I'm grateful. I'm thankful for everything I have in life. I'm grateful for the pain I once felt because it's made me stronger and wiser. I'm grateful for the pain I'm gonna feel in the future because I know it'll bring me closer to my dreams. You know what I mean? I have the courage to follow my dreams. I don't know how I create. Taking action is easy and effortless for me. Where's the it's just I am the creator of my reality. I am in control. I mean, these are things you should be saying to yourself as often as possible, not just in the morning. You know what I mean? I just thought about this. I might fold this up and start putting it in my pocket and carrying it around in my pocket so I got positive because, words have energy, right? So keeping it in my pocket, I just got a better barrier. I'm going to have to think of some barrier tools. See? Just reading off this daily takeoff checklist, I'm already having more thoughts of how I can be more successful just off of reading a couple things off it. I'm already having more like thoughts. That I'm grateful towards my desires in life just by reading off a few of these. I'm already having thoughts how I can be more successful by creating more tools to put in my pocket to have a stronger barrier, which is our topic. This is how it works. This is how it works. You start reading these things to yourself and you start soaking it in. More like thoughts are going to come in. The actions on what you need to take, you're going to want to do, and you're going to figure them out, and you're going to be able to build off of this. I'm building off of this, just reading off some of these.
Just a sidebar.
I didn't think of that before.
A sidebar, like the barriers do work. I mean, like I was saying earlier, like I have my barriers I wrote, like expect great things. So every time I hear a phone call come my way instead of thinking something negative, I go, no, expect great things, Rob. This could be $1 million. And then I open I see a piece of mail from the IRS, and I go, oh fuck. And then I'm like, no, expect great things. Now I open it with a different mindset. I might be manifesting a check into there. Like it might just be slide right in there as soon as I go like, oh no, this is gonna be $1 million check. But the point is, every time something happens, those are my little barriers that I put up. Those are my techniques. Expect great things. When I start to think that all this work I'm doing, I've got 500 things going on right now, and it's like Jay Z says, you only have to be right once. And when I was a kid, Casey Mills used to say, "Yo, man, just let it ride." And I'd be upset about a girl, or I'd be upset about like something that was going wrong in my life. And I remember what Kevin wrote, and I remember the barrier I wrote at the bottom. My bill had a little hat used to say "Rude Boy" on it, and I thought it was the coolest hat. But at the bottom of it, I wrote with like whiteout pen, "Let it ride." So every time I started to think I'm letting this upset me, I would just look at the bottom of my bill on my hat, and I would say "Let it ride," and I'd be like, "All right, yeah, fuck it, let it ride, man. It's not a big deal. Who cares?" And those are the little barriers that help me stay on track of my day. So these barriers really help to kind of keep you going. And like Will said, you might think of some new barrier tools to help everybody else work that out. Just in case you're not able to figure it out yourself.
This is how it works. This is how quick. This is how quick and fast you can change your whole mentality, DNA, thinking of new things, and just by reading this. I just did it right now.
All right,
I
guys. So hey, we're gonna log off here and like, comment, subscribe. I gotta talk to Will about some stuff. So let us know what you think. Um, and I just don't want to get too much into these new tools because I gotta talk to Will about it before we like expose them to everybody. But again,
see what they were. I was just the point that these thoughts are coming after I've just read a
yeah,
couple of.
just looking at that stuff and keeping it going. So like, comment, subscribe. Um, yeah, that's it. I want to talk to Will about some stuff that's going to be value to you guys. Peace out.